10 Best Ways to Take Care of Yourself During Season. When a girl has a period for the first time, it is a distinct step into womanhood. She needs to practice a high level of personal hygiene during her periods. The person hygiene starts from the selection of the best sanitary product, its proper usage, disposal, body cleanliness, and diet. Here are some tips to maintain hygiene during your periods, some of which you may not know about. Number 1. Choose your method of sanitation wisely. Today there are a number of ways, including the use of sanitary napkins, tampons, and menstrual cups to stay clean. If you do decide to use a tampon, you should know that tampons have the lowest rate of absorption, thus, if you have heavy flow, they are not the right product to select. Many women prefer to select different types of products on different days of their periods. However, one should remember that it is always good to stick to a single brand, since frequent switching between brands can make you uncomfortable. Since brands are as unique as you, they suit everyone differently. All brands might not suit you, and you need to be aware of this. Number 2. Regular change is necessary. Once menstrual blood is out of the body, it tends to get contaminated with the innate organism of the body. This can happen even when she is not bleeding, since the sanitary products, if unchanged, is damp. It tends to have microorganisms from the vagina along with sweat, which causes rashes and itching. If these microorganisms stay long in the moist and warm place, they tend to multiply at an extremely fast rate. This causes vaginal infections, skin rashes, and even urinary tract infection. Women ideally change in every 5 hours if sanitary pad is used. If tampons are used, they should be changed every 2 hours. Women need to customize their sanitary product usage as per their needs. For women who experience heavy flow, they will need to change more frequently, while others can change in 5 hours. Regular changing is absolutely necessary. Number 3. Wash yourself regularly. When you menstruate, the blood tends to enter tiny spaces like the skin between your labia or crust around the opening of the vagina, and you should always wash this excess blood away. This practice also tends to beat bad odor from the vaginal region. So, it is important to wash your vagina and labia well before you change into a new pad. If you cannot wash yourself before you change, make sure to wipe off the areas using toilet paper or tissue. Number 4. Don't use soaps or vaginal hygiene products. The vagina has its own cleaning mechanism that works in a very fine balance of good and bad bacteria. Washing it with soap can kill the good bacteria, making way for infections. So, while it is important to wash yourself regularly during this time, all you need to use is some warm water. You can use soap on the external parts, but do not use it inside your vagina or vulva. Number 5. Use the right washing technique. Always wash or clean the area in a motion that is from the vagina to the anus. Never wash in the opposite direction. Washing in the opposite direction can cause bacteria from the anus to lodge in the vagina and urethral opening, leading to infections. Read about urinary tract infections. Number 6. How to discard your used sanitary products properly. It is essential to discard your used napkins or tampons properly, because they are capable of spreading infections, and will smell very foul. Wrapping it well before discarding it ensures that the smell and infection is contained. Sanitary pad or tampon should never be flushed down the toilet, since they are capable of forming a block, and can cause the toilet to back up. After use, a disposable sanitary pad or a tampon should be wrapped in a newspaper or waste paper and put in a garbage bin. More importantly, it is imperative that you wash your hands well after you discard your used napkin, since you are likely to touch the used portion of the pad or tampon while discarding it. Number 7. Beware of a pad rash. A pad rash is something that you might experience during a period of heavy flow. It usually occurs when the pad has been wet for a long time and rubs along the thighs, causing it to chafe. To prevent this from occurring, try to stay dry during your periods. If you do have a rash, change your pads regularly and stay dry. Apply an antiseptic ointment after a bath and before bed. This will heal the rash and prevent further chafing. If it gets worse, do visit your doctor, who will be able to prescribe you a medicated powder that can keep the area dry. Number 8. Use only one method of sanitation at a time. Some women who have heavy flow during their periods tend to use either 1. 2 sanitary pads, 2. A tampon and sanitary pad, 3. A sanitary pad along with a piece of cloth, This might seem like a good idea, but it actually is not. Changing regularly is a better option, but using 2 pads or a tampon and a sanitary pad is bad because the 2 pads absorb the blood, and you don't see that they are completely used up. You are unlikely to change at regular and healthy intervals. This can lead to rashes, infections, and in the case of tampons even toxic shock syndrome. Another consideration is that if one does use a piece of cloth as extra protection, that cloth may not be the cleanest thing to put next to your private parts. Lastly, the whole 2-pad structure is extremely uncomfortable and can leave you with a bad rash and an even worse temper. Number 9. Have a bath regularly. To some, it may seem like the most inane advice. But, in some cultures it is believed that a woman should not bathe during her periods. This myth was based on the fact that in the olden days women had to bathe in the open or in common water bodies, like a river or lake. But with indoor plumbing, having a bath is the best thing you can do for your body during your periods. Bathing not only cleanses your body but also gives you a chance to clean your private parts well. It also helps relieve menstrual cramps, backaches, helps improve your mood and makes you feel less bloated. To get some relief from backaches and menstrual cramps, just stand under a shower of warm water that is targeted towards your back or abdomen. You will feel much better at the end of it. Number 10. Be ready with on-the-go stuff. When you have your periods, it is important to be ready. It is important to have extra sanitary pads or tampons properly stored in a clean pouch or paper bag, a soft towel, some paper tissues or towels, hand sanitizer, a healthy snack, bottle of drinking water, a tube of antiseptic medication if you are using one. Changing your pads or tampons regularly is essential, so you will need extra. More importantly, storing them properly so that they don't get contaminated is as important as changing. Pads or tampons that remain in your bag without a clean pouch to protect it can also lead to infections like urinary tract infection or vaginal infections. The soft towel can be used to wipe your hands or face if you wash them. Paper towels are the important to wipe off the excess water after you wash your private parts. It is best you don't use toilet paper for this as it tends to shred and tear when it touches water. Your hand sanitizer is a very important factor here. You will need it to clean your hands and you can use it to clean the flush knob and tap faucet as well. The snack is a backup in case you feel weak or run down during the day, and the bottle of water is to help you stay hydrated throughout the day. Just follow these tips, and you will be clean and hygienic during periods without any additional stress of contraction diseases. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.